Happy Friday. Hey, man, I say all this to say this because it's the high school football, college football, NFL backs football season. Hey, man, in the movie Boys in the Hood, if you ever watched that before, Rickyyy, the brother of Doughboy, the best friend of Trey, basically was killed because of the people that he hung around. Um, a lot of y'all and a lot of people, when you a star athlete, you can't do the same things that you used to do. That's what causes harm. When you realize you a star, you the only person in your hood or on your block that got scholarship offers, that, got a dream that you trying to accomplish. You can't be around everybody else. You can't be doing the same thing as everybody else. You got to separate yourself. And what Rickyyy didn't do was he didn't separate himself. He should have never been at that block party with his brothers, his big brother, who we know is a gangbanger. Even though it was his friend Trey that drove there, he was being a follower. He should have never been at that party. And that guy would have never had a chance to bump into him, the blood guy. So, with that being said, the blood guy bumps into him, starts drama because he got beef with his big brother. Well, his big brother is a doughboy, street guy. The guy basically that said in the movie that he don't believe in God. So, is these the type of guys that, you around, what you expect to happen? And doughboy ends up pulling out a gun, showing the ops or the bloods that they mean business. And look at what it leads to. Rickyyy getting killed in the alley. Rickyyy couldn't even go to the store, couldn't even walk around the block without those guys remembering him from that conflict. And if he would have never been there at that night on the street partying with the rest of the fellas, it would have never happened. When you a star athlete, you got things going, you gotta avoid a lot of parties. You gotta avoid a lot of friendships. You can't hang out with your big brother that sell dope, that carry guns every day, that don't believe in God, cause he ain't got the same blessings as you. He ain't thinking the same way as you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta protect yourself. But I know when you young, you know, you want to be around the girls and the gangsters and the life of the party. But when you got something going, really got something going, you gotta separate yourself. Instead, we end up with a lesson, a lost athlete that was going to USC. Nah, they going to bury the guy, and that's the story. Like Trey Daddy was a role model. Everybody in the hood looked up to his dad because he was in the household with his dad, and he had chores, he had morals. His dad would warn him about his friends. More so Rickyyy and Doughboy, they had a father. They had their mother. And Rickyyy had a baby. Not his baby growing up without a father. And Rickyyy missed out on his scholarship and chance to go to the NFL. But that's how it go in the hood sometimes. That's why you gotta know, like, sometimes you can't go. Sometimes it's best to stay at home because you got a lot on the line. You're not a doughboy. You're not a street guy. You're not a blood crip. You a football player. You a star. And I say this for all the stars and all the athletes in America. Stay out the way. Know who your friends are. Know where you supposed to be. And, know when to say no. Because that could happen to you just like it happened in the movie. So, hey, man, have a great season. To all the high school football players, college football players, NFL guys. It's going to be a great year. I just had to put that story out there to save some boys' lives, to help some young athletes think better. Because this happened every year we lose guys, and I'm sick of it. I just want the best for our athletes to get to where they trying to go and change their family lives. Alrighty, y'all have a good day. Blessed Friday. And let's get these season started. Let's be undefeated. Let's be great. Let's be understanding. Love.